Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Hare Hare Shri Gauranita Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Aditi. It's I think you sorry, sang the nice bhajan and the kirtan. Another device we were hearing. Sorry, there was some issues in the signal here. Sorry. Thank you so much, and we will now see the chapter. So, Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for today's CC session. I'll share the screen. Can you see, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, we can. It's again, yeah, we can see perfectly, Mataji.
Sorry. So the topic is the deliverance of Gopinath Patnaik. This is chapter 9 of Antya-lila. Okay. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So, she reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 9. So, in this verse 77, this is a beautiful verse quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam. So, we will read that. Tattenukampam sushumikshmano Bunjanayevatmakritam vipakam Hridvagbhapurbirvidatan namaste Jivetayo muktipade sadayabha Tattenukampam sushumikshmano Bunjanayevatmakritam vipakam Ritvagbhapurbirvidatan namaste Jivetayo muktipade sadayabha Tattenukampam sushumikshmano Bunjanayevatmakritam vipakam Ritvagbhapurbirvidatan namaste Jivetayo muktipade sadayabha. This is a beautiful translation. Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. So that's why we don't underline or we don't highlight anything in Srimad Bhagavatam because it is Krishna himself. So every word in Srimad Bhagavatam is transcendental. And we can see here the beautiful meaning of this verse. One who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his past deeds, who engages always in your devotion service with his mind, words, and body, and who always offers obeisances unto you, is certainly a bona fide candidate for becoming your unalloyed devotee. One who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his past deeds, who engages always in your devotion service with his mind, words, and body, and who always offers obeisances unto you, is certainly a bona fide candidate for becoming your unalloyed devotee. So before we proceed, anyone would like to repeat this verse? It'll be nice, 3 devotees. Any 3 devotees?
Should I go ahead, Mataji? Yeah.
Yeah.
तत्तेऽनुकम्पा सुसमीक्षमानो भुञ्जानेवात्मकृतं विपाकम् हृद्वाग्वपुर्भिर्विदधन् नमस्ते जीवेत्य मुक्तिपदे सदयाभक्.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, can I read?
Thank you. Yes.
Tatte Samiksamano Bunjana Evatmam Kritavam Vipakam Hridva Vidadan Namaste Jivetayo Muktadesadaya Bhaka.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Yes, Aditi.
Risha Mataji, Urvashi.
Urushi Mataji. Yes, please.
Kamaapsu samiksha samano bhujanaivatma kritam vipakam Vidivagvapurvirvidadan namaste jivetayo mukti padesh sadayava.
Jai, wonderful. Thank you. I could see more hands. Okay, Shrikant Prabhu.
तत्तेऽनुकम्पं सुसमीक्षमानो भुञ्जान एवात्मकृतं विपाकम् हृद्वग्वपूर्भिर्विदधान्नमस्ते जीवेतयो मुक्तिपदे सदयाभक्.
Wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So, we'll go ahead with this. Om Jnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangum Lankayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Te Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Pashyadade Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is a chapter 9, the deliverance
Sorry,
of...
Mataji. Can you stop sharing, Mataji? I'm
Sorry, yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Sorry. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, so we are now in the 9th chapter of Antya Leela, the deliverance of Gopinath Patnaik. So, we saw in the last class about the the two disciples of Madhavendra Puri, that is Ramachandra Puri and Ishvara Puri. The example of a wonderful disciple, and also how one should not follow the example of a Ramachandra Puri, who is a bad example of a disciple. We can say a bad example of a disciple or a devotee, who actually is a constant fault finder. And we saw from that pastime that just by pleasing the Guru or the Vaishnavas, what happens to an individual. And we see in the case of Ishwarapuri, because he pleased his Supreme Lord and his spiritual master, he became a lover of God. Not only that, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself became his disciple. The Supreme Lord becomes a disciple of such a personality. This is the outcome or the result of someone who pleases, is the Supreme Lord or the spiritual master. So in the other hand, we see Ramachandra Puri, who actually criticized his spiritual master. And what was the outcome? He became a speculator, mental speculator. He became a critic, and he fell down from his devotional path. And also, he could not get the association of Mahaprabhu, and he has to leave Jagannath Puri. So by such examples, by such examples, we understand how important is to, please Guru, Gauranga, and Vaishnavas. How our behavior and our service should be pleasing, and how we should be careful and cautious about the behaviors of Ramachandra Puri, from whose example we can understand how one should not be. One should not become like Ramachandra Puri. So coming to this chapter 9, which is the deliverance of Gopinath Patnaik. Before we go into it, who is this Gopinath Patnaik? A chapter is dedicated, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita for this personality. So who is this personality? So Gopinath Patnaik is actually he's the brother of Ramananda Rai, Ramananda Rai, the great associate of Mahaprabhu. In fact, he's the son of Bhavananda Roy. So Bhavananda Roy is a great devotee of the Lord. He had 5 sons, and the 5 sons of Bhavananda Roy are Ramananda Roy, Gopinath Patnaik, Vaninath Patnaik, and Kalanidhi and Sudhanidhi. So these 5 personalities are very, very dear to Mahaprabhu. In fact, one time Mahaprabhu, he embraced Bhavananda Roy and he said that, all your sons, you are Pandu and your sons are like Pandavas. And your sons are all my eternal associates, life after life. They are eternal associates, life after life. So this is a personality. So we see that many associates of Mahaprabhu, they were in Krishna Leela. They are in Chaitanya Leela. So these associates are eternal. Eternal associates means they are eternally present in the pastimes of the Lord. Whether it is Ram Leela, Krishna Leela, Chaitanya Leela, we see that they are coming in taking different positions, different forms to assist the Lord in his sweet pastimes. So Gopinath Patnaik is a very great personality, considered as one of the Pandavas, son of Bhavananda Rai and brother of Ramananda Rai, just to give an background. So now what is happening is that Bhavananda Rai, actually he was, placed, his residence was at Alalnath, which is like around 12 kilometers from Jagannath Puri. And this, that time, Jagannath Puri, we see King Prataparudra Maharaj was ruling. And this son of Bhavananda Rai, named as Gopinath, he was given the responsibility, or he took this government position as a collector, tax collector. So he was given one particular place, a province, and then he was collecting money, and then he would deposit in the government treasury. So what happened was, he was not able to pay all the amount. There was some amount due which he could not pay to the government. So the prince, that is the elder prince of King Prataparudra Maharaj, whose name was Purushottama. So he was what he did was, he was actually asking, okay, you have to pay the money now. And then Gopinath Patnaik said that, okay, at the moment I cannot pay, but I have nearly 10 to 12 good horses, good quality horses. So you please take these horses and then you give me a good price. And whatever amount is remaining, I will pay back soon. But the prince, one of the princes, he was, he know how much to give the money for the horses, but he purposefully gave a lesser price for the horses. So what happened was, he could not really pay the money, and then the prince, he could not pay the money. So then what happened? The Gopinath asked, why you are knowingly giving a less price? So he became very upset with the king, with the prince. And when he got upset with the prince, and he criticized him in a few words, and then the prince became very angry. So he went to the king and, put false allegation against Gopinath, saying that he's unwilling to pay the money for the garment. So then when he said like that, the king was upset. So the king said, okay, whatever way you think you can realize the money, you carry on. So the prince took that word. He said the only way to actually get the money is to put him on the changa. Changa is like it isn't like an arrangement of, very upraised swords. And in that, the criminal will be pushed inside and it will kill him. So this was a death penalty those days. We could see they were awarding to criminals. And so already, so that now the prince have already given that order, and Gopinath Patnaik is on the Changa. That means any moment he will be killed. So this news was taken by a group of devotees, and they were rushing, to Mahaprabhu. And they were telling, my dear Lord, sorry, my dear Lord, this is a situation, and Gopinath is a very great devotee of yours, and also the entire family of Bhavananda Roy is very dear to you. So you please do something. So when this kind of, request was put by the devotees, the Lord said that I'm a sannyasi, I'm a beggar. I cannot do anything about this. In the sense, he said that I cannot favor any side. Because the sannyasis is not supposed to favor any materialist. Even though they may be devotees, but when it comes to materialistic life, they cannot take side of any individual. Whether it could be a moral conduct, or if it is something which is not a moral conduct. Whether it is moral conduct or it is something which is against the moral conduct. So both the sides he can't take. He can't support anyone. So Mahaprabhu said, being a sannyasi, I cannot do this. But, and I am also as a sannyasi, I am a beggar. So, and don't ask me, to do anything, but rather you pray to Lord Jagannath. And you pray to Jagannath, he is the supreme Lord, and he can do whether to protect or not to protect, is this in his hands. So you pray to Lord Jagannath. So Mahaprabhu said like that. And then all the devotees headed by Swarup Damodar were requesting, and Mahaprabhu, he said that you have to, it is the duty of the king to realize his money. And there is nothing wrong in King Prataparudra to ask for his money. So, and he said that now you pray to the Lord. And then what happened that time, there was one officer by his name Harichandana. So this Harichandana came to a picture and he went to the king directly. And he said to the king, oh, my dear king, what are you doing? This, Gopinath is a, very loyal servant of you, and by killing him, what you are going to get, neither you will get the money back, nor that you will lose a very faithful servant. You could have taken that, horses for a good price and then given him some time to pay the money. Just for that little money, why you want to kill him? So when the king heard it, he was like stunned, because he did not know the whole story, because he only heard what the prince spoke. So then the king said, my intention was not to kill anyone. In fact, I am, in fact, Gopinath is a wonderful servant. So I don't want to kill him, but I just want that money, is realized. So please do the needful. So then immediately the Harichandana, because of his intervention, the king ordered that the horses to be taken for a good price, and then give him some time so that he can repay the money. So in that way, Gopinath Patnaik was saved from the great danger. He was actually removed from the Changa, and then he was saved. So then an agreement was made between the king and Gopinath, and everything was fine. So then Mahaprabhu asked, so in the meantime, also what happened before Harichandana met the king, not only Gopinath was put on the Changa, but also Vaninath, the other brothers, and the entire family was also arrested. So then after, these negotiations were made, Mahaprabhu asked, what did Vaninath do when he was arrested? So then the devotee said that Vaninath was constantly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, And he was like, he was chanting and chanting, and when the count was like 1,000 times, when he finished chanting, he would make a mark on his body. So he was so absorbed chanting the name of the Lord, and he was very fearless. And when Mahaprabhu heard that, he became very pleased. So this is what happens when calamity comes in one's life. What do a devotee do? He actually takes shelter of the Lord. The verse which we now read in Srimad Bhagavatam is a very powerful verse, which actually gives, it's like acting as a soothing medicine. When we read this verse, that and great devotees and liberated souls, their meditation is, in those lines. Whenever there was any difficulty or in distress in their life, how they would think, they would think that all these difficulties am I undergoing because of my karma. Something I've done in my past life, that's why I have to struggle so much. But still, the Lord is so kind that he has only given a token of it. I have to suffer more, but the Lord has only given a token. So they become very grateful to the Lord. And then they tolerate all those distressful conditions, depending completely on the mercy of the Lord. My Lord will give me shelter and protection. So they are completely in a mood of dependence and surrender. They take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. And we see that one who takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord is completely protected. And we see that in the lives of many, many wonderful, great devotees in our scriptures. So that is the point here, that Vaninath, being a great devotee of the Lord, he also, because it's like life or death, what you can do, what one can do. We are not the controllers. But whereas a conditioned soul, when we are put in a difficult situation, what happens is that we think, I will be able to control the situation. We become agitated, restless, and we become very fearful, very distressed, and we lose the discrimination. And it is a very so we forget the Lord, basically, because the mind becomes very bewildered and agitated and restless, and completely forgets the Lord. Or sometimes we see that one may even chastise the Lord, or one may blame the Lord, why the situation has come upon me, or they may blame so many others. So this is a situation of a conditioned soul. A conditioned soul, when it's put in a difficult situation, the reaction is that one blames the Lord, or blames the devotees, or blames someone else, blames the situation, and but forgets the actual reality. But whereas the pure devotees, they remember the Lord 24/7. So it doesn't matter whether they're in happy condition, distressful condition, they remember the Lord. And they're very grateful. Oh, my dear Lord, I have to suffer more, but you have reduced my suffering. And they're completely, I am soul surrendered to you. You please, take care of me. So that is the mood of the surrendered souls. And we see that Vaninath Rai, being that pure devotee, he completely took shelter of the Lord. And then, so then Mahaprabhu, so that is one of the things, is that when a calamity comes in the life, distressful situations comes in the life, the solution is that one immediately takes shelter of the Lord. So taking shelter of the Lord means taking shelter of his holy name, taking shelter of his beautiful deity form, his devotees, all that is associated with the Lord. So then one can become fearless and completely protected. And then we see that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meets Kashi Mishra. Who is Kasi Mishra? Kasi Mishra is actually the Rajaguru of King Prataparudra Maharaj. And King Prataparudra Maharaj, he would, that when Mahaprabhu, he heard that Mahaprabhu is going to come to Jagannath Puri. So that time he was thinking, what is a good place to, accommodate Mahaprabhu? Then he decided Kasi Mishra's house is a perfect place. And in Kasi Mishra's house, there is a room called Gambira, and that is a place Mahaprabhu resided for a very long time. In fact, Mahaprabhu resided in Jagannath Puri for 18 years. Sorry, in that he was traveling for some time, for South India in the middle. But the rest of the 12 years, we see that he was in Gambira only, relishing the separation pastimes along with his associates. And so Kashi Mishra's house, King Prataparudra Maharaj would sometimes come, and then one time when he came, Kasi Mishra was giving this update because Mahaprabhu told Kasi Mishra that I do not want to stay in Jagannath Puri anymore because constantly something or other problems are brought in front of me, all materialistic problems. I am a sannyasi, I have come here for a different purpose, but constantly I have been disturbed by these things. And because Mahaprabhu was disturbed because the family of Bhavananda Rai was also taken, got arrested and was given, a tough time. So then Mahaprabhu said this, Kashi Mishra, he said, and then Mahaprabhu also said, so I don't want to stay here, I better go to Alannath. And then he said, now Lord Jagannath has saved Gopinath. But if the same situation arises again, what is the guarantee that he will be protected? So actually, Mahaprabhu sometimes puts his devotees as an example or puts them in a situation to teach everyone some lessons. Just like Krishna, Lord Krishna, through Arjuna, taught great lesson to the entire humanity in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So similarly, the Lord uses his own servants, associates, his dear devotees, and teaches great values for the humanity. And here we see through Vaninath, he says that if someone accident, so here is the point, when someone commits an accidental sin and purposeful sin, sinful activity. What is an accidental sin? Someone unknowingly first time committing something, and then the Lord will forgive that person. But if someone knows that I'm committing some mistake, knowingly and again repeats the same mistake, thinking that I am a devotee now, or I am chanting Hare Krishna, I am worshipping, so I will not be punished. So if in that sense, if someone is doing any activity, sinful activity, and then that person will be punished. So this is called accidental and purposeful sin. So Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita 9:30, Api chetros sudracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak. So Krishna says that if a devotee accidentally commits some abominable acts, he should not be condemned because he is in the process of devotional service. His heart will get purified and he will come back to his original position. But one should not take this as a license and commit sinful activities. So through Gopinath Patnaik, Mahaprabhu is teaching that, okay, one time, so this mistake Mahaprabhu says here also is that a government money, sometimes we may think it's a government money, I am a devotee, that's okay. I can actually use in the way I want. I don't have to pay the tax, or I can use that money in so many other ways. But that is considered not good. In fact, it is mentioned a government money is considered more than a Brahmana's money. And when someone squanders or uses it and exploits that money for the personal sense gratification, then that person has to go through, the reactions. So just because one is a devotee, one cannot transgress certain laws. So that Mahaprabhu is very, just imagine, we have to imagine, sorry, we have to see that if a pure devotee itself, if Mahaprabhu is puts such a statement, what to speak about ordinary conditioned souls? How careful we need to be when actually utilizing anyone's money for that purpose. Whether it is government money, whether it is some devotees' money, or money belongs to someone else, that just one cannot use it for selfish purpose or for sinful activities and think that because I am a devotee, I can do it in the way I want. That is not considered as proper. So that Mahaprabhu says here that one should not usurp the garments, money in a bad way. So accidental fall downs are okay, because unknowingly sometime one may commit a mistake, because it's like Srila Prabhupada also mentions, it's like, say for example, someone has committed a sinful activity for a very long time, and he suddenly now comes to Krishna consciousness and he realizes, okay, I think now I have to give up all these sinful activities. But the inclination may still be there. It will take some time, to disappear from the heart. Just like when there is a fan, the fan is switched on, and it is the fan is moving, and then you're switching it off. The fan stops, but it doesn't stop immediately. It stops after a while. Similarly, a conditioned soul, when actually wants to give up some material, or sinful desire, sinful activities, they may the traces of those sinful inclinations may still be lingering. It would take some time. So because of that conditioning, if someone commits accidentally some mistake, that is actually forgiven by the Lord. But if one repeats it, then what happens? One has to pay price for it. That means one has to undergo reactions according to. So we have to commit purposeful sin. Knowingly committing sin has to be avoided. So if we commit, then we cannot expect Krishna's protection. So Mahaprabhu is saying, okay, Gopinath is now relieved from this time for not paying the money. But then in future, if he does that, it's not guaranteed that Lord Jagannath is going to protect him. So he's talking about this. So it's so the takeaway is that one has to be very careful, not to willfully doing something wrong. Then one will not be protected. So then, he's talking about motivated and unmotivated worship. So by the word itself, we understand motivated worship means someone is, doing a worship with a motivation, with the ulterior motive. Okay, I want this, I want that. I'm doing this worship because I have this expectation. Unmotivated is completely clean. That means there is no material motivation. And the only motivation here is spiritual, that is to please, to serve Krishna and to please him. So that is called unmotivated worship. So what is the result of unmotivated worship? If someone is doing worshipping the Lord with only with the mood of pleasing and serving him and pleasing him, and what is the outcome of it? One will be able to awaken his dormant love for Krishna, and he will get Krishna prem. But when one is doing with the motives, then what happens? Actually, that person is not very intelligent. It is like there is a king there, and the king is calling people, okay, you can come and ask me anything, any benediction you want. I'm ready to give. So if someone goes to the king and tells him that just give me a palm full of rice, so that is considered as foolish, because the king is ready to give even his kingdom. He's ready to give all wealth, everything. So instead of asking for something, higher, if someone just goes and asks and begs for just a palmful of rice, is considered foolish. Similarly, the Supreme Lord, when we approach him with that devotion, the Lord is ready to give himself. He's ready to give himself. But instead of asking for him, if someone asks for all the small materialistic things, then that person is considered as foolish. This is what Kashi Mishra is saying to the Lord, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, so the motivated devotees or the motivated worshippers are like considered or compared to show bottle devotees. So show bottle devotees means externally one appears like a devotee, but internally the purpose of worship or the purpose of his devotion is is for to satisfy his own senses. But externally looks everything, maybe wearing a tilak kanti mala, maybe wearing a Vaishnava attire. So externally everything is paka, but internally it is not in line with pure devotion. So then that is called as show bottle devotee or show bottle worship. Show bottle devotion. So that has to be given, and one has to the one's motive is to give pleasure to the Lord. That should be the only motive. And then he gives example. Kasi Mishra is giving the example of Ramananda Roy. Ramananda Roy was ready to even give up his position as a governor. He was employed as a governor of Rajamundri by King Prataparudra Maharaj. So he gave up even as that royal position just to serve Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we know Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. They gave up, their great, wealth, followers and positions just to, serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then, Kashi Mishra is saying, Gopinath is also your pure devotee. He's not a materialistic devotee. He knows that the Lord is using him as an example to give some lessons for the humanity. But he's saying that Gopinath is also your devotee. He did not send any people, to, go and beg to Mahaprabhu so that I can be relieved. He did not ask. He was only, taking shelter of your lotus feet and just absorbed, in thinking of you. He did not even wanted to, be freed. His only mood was, my dear Lord, I am just taking shelter of your lotus feet. And I am ready, whatever is your will, I will abide by that. That is the mood of God. That was the mood of Gopinath. So he did not send any people to ask on his behalf. But they, out of love, when we see that when a devotee is in difficulty, naturally everyone will come and, to see that how we can help the devotee. So that's why it is mentioned, sometimes the Lord may externally show anger or become strict, in showering mercy. But the devotee goes even one step higher than the Lord. And he showers and he begs the mercy of the Lord. Please, please award your mercy to this devotee. And by that devotee's, petition and the devotee's request, the Lord's heart melt. So that is why it's very important that we catch hold of the devotees. We catch hold of the spiritual master's lotus feet, because their heart is very, very magnanimous. Sometimes the Lord may even become strict, but these pure devotees are always merciful. And we see many, many examples throughout. Even King Prataparudra Maharaj himself, he got darshan of Mahaprabhu only because of the devotees. Because Mahaprabhu said, you are a Vishayi, you are a materialist, you are a king. I am a sannyasi, I cannot associate with any materialist. So I do not want to see your face. But it is because of Nityananda Prabhu Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and because of all these devotees only, and they gave the hint and the tips and ideas and begging for Mahaprabhu's mercy, finally Prataparudra Maharaj could get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We saw this in our earlier chapters. And today also we see that Gopinath was in a difficult situation. Of course, the Lord showers a mercy. Sometimes externally he shows anger, but internally he showers mercy. But the devotees also, even that little moment of the Lord's indifference, devotees cannot tolerate. And they go and beg for the mercy of the other devotees, for the benefit of other devotees. This is paradukha dukhi. That is the one of the quality of a devotee, pure devotee. We see that paradukha. They cannot, they cannot tolerate seeing the pain of others. That's paradukha dukhi. So he's saying Gopinath is a pure devotee. So, and then he says that he was completely taken shelter of your lotus feet, and one who was taken your lotus feet, what happens? He is completely protected. So, my dear Lord, please don't feel disturbed. You please kindly stay in Puri itself. Why you want to go to Anantnath? So, and very nicely, sweetly, Kasi Mishra says, you are saying that you are not protecting, only Lord Jagannath protected. And in that case, in future such a situation happens, also Lord Jagannath will protect. So basically, Mahaprabhu is not different from Jagannath. He's the same Lord who has come as Krishna, who is the same Lord as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in that way, Kasi Mishra, very sweetly convincing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then when the king met Kasi Mishra is, telling all these things. Oh, the Mahaprabhu is wanting to go to Alarnath, he was so disturbed to see that his devotees are all disturbed or, put in difficulty. So then King Prataprudam became very repentful. He said, oh, I feel very, very sorry that because of my prince, my son, that I have to take such action. I'm very sorry. He was telling to Kasi Mishra, I'm very sorry. I want, very beautiful word. He says that, I will read this point. If even for a moment I could get his interview, that means I could get his darshan, I would not care for the profit of millions of Chintamani stones. What to speak of the small sum, which Gopinath has to pay. So you know what Prataprudra Maharaj said? I don't want Gopinath to pay any amount. It was something like 200,000 kahanas, some amount. So he says that this is a small amount. I don't want any amount from Vaninath. Okay. So he is relieved from all the debts now. And if he thinks that his money is less, the salary he's receiving is less, now I will double his salary. And then he calls Gopinath and then he says that, he wraps him around with a silken cloth and he says, now I will increase your salary. You don't have to pay any amount to me. You're not due. You continue to do your service as a tax collector in that particular same place where you are doing. And, and in that way, at least I want Mahaprabhu to always stay here. But then he also knows that if Mahaprabhu comes to know that about this, he may get upset that, Kasi Mishra has gone and asked, persuaded the king to give money. So the king told that, no, I'm not giving in that way. I'm considering, Vaninath, Gopinath, all these brothers as my own family. So I'm doing in that, in that mood, I'm doing it. So they are relieved from all debts. So then Lord Chaitanya, just imagine what happens to a person when he gets the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just one moment before we saw, this Gopinath was raised on the Changa to be killed. He has a lot of debt to pay. The whole family got arrested. But in no time, by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, what was achieved? He was released from the Changa. Not only that, the whole family was released and he was freed from debts. His salary was raised. He was wrapped with silk. He was honored. He was supposed to be punished, but he was honored. This is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By a glimpse of the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Gopinath achieved the result of kingly opulence. No one can calculate the full value of his mercy. So this is what happens. But, the Lord may not explicitly say, but just because they are faithful devotees, servants of the Lord. So naturally, they are protected. So then Kasi Mishra went. Sorry. Kasi Mishra went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he said, the king has released all of them. He increased the salary. He has done all these things. Then Mahaprabhu was like, he was very pleased, but he was saying that, what have you done? It looks like, indirectly I made the king to do all these things. But then Kasi Mishra, explained that you do not have to worry. The king is doing on his own free will, and then the Bhavananda Rai, he came with all his sons and he fell flat at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. Oh, my dear Lord, You saved the Pandavas. We know that in in the Mahabharata, how the Pandavas went through so many challenges. Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, and all his 100 sons, they constantly gave lot of challenging situations to the Pandavas. We know that. And they were, they many attempts were made to kill them also. But we see that every time there was an attempt made, it was Lord Krishna's mercy that they got protected. So similarly, the Pandavas completely got protected by the mercy of Krishna. Similarly, here Bhavananda Rai said, "You saved my sons and my family from all dishonor and from death." So, and this was Bhavananda Rai's this thing. And then now Gopinath Patnaik is praying. He fell at the Lord's lotus feet and he said, my dear Lord, the king has excused me for the balance amount and he has even increased my salary and has protected me from the death penalty. When I was on the Changa, when he was about to be killed, I was only meditating at your lotus feet. And just remembering your lotus field has given all this protection. That's why Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami elsewhere in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he mentions that impossible becomes possible by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if you don't take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even the possible things or even the simple things becomes complicated. So, so this shows that how important for us to take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. And then he says that you've given all this mercy and opulence, but I don't consider this as the pure mercy. This as the real mercy, material opulence, like increase of salary, freed from death penalty, and honored with silken wrapper. I don't consider this as a real mercy. The real mercy you have given to Vaninath and Ramananda Roy, my other two brothers, because they are now freed from all this worldly, responsibilities, and they are now fully dedicatedly serving your lotus feet. Oh, my dear Lord, I want that mercy. Please relieve me from all this responsibilities. Relieve me from all this opulence. I want to dedicate myself completely at the lotus feet. Here we get another very very interesting lesson from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu says, if you also become a sannyasi, or then who will maintain your family? So he says that doesn't matter. Grihe tako, vane tako, sadahari bole tako. Doesn't matter whether you are a sannyasi or a brahmachari or a grihastha. It is not about which order of life we are living. It is all about in what consciousness we are living. So Mahaprabhu is saying that you have to, continue doing your service. But so what we have to do is we have to constantly remember our position. I am servant of Krishna and the Lord is my master. And I have to serve the Lord in that mood. So we can all relate this because we are all family people. We are, grihasthas. So we have family, we have a husband, and we may have a job, and may have children. So with this responsibilities, Mahaprabhu is saying that we don't have to give up. He's giving this instruction to Gopinath, you don't have to give up, but you serve in the right spirit. And what is the right spirit? To remember our constitutional position as servant of Krishna. Whether it is whatever money we are earning, it should be in a legal way. We should earn money. We should not do any illegal things. And even in the legally, getting money, we should see that it is used not just to satisfy the senses, our senses, but to see that how that money is also engaged in the service of the Lord. So in that way, that money also gets purified. Similarly, we have family members, wife, children, and other relatives. So how that can also, how we can purify everything by engaging, understanding our connection, in relationship with Krishna. Krishna has sent so and so as my husband, so and so as my wife, so and so as my children. So whatever duties we need to do, it has to be done. But we need to see that, see them as a devotee, see them as a servant of Krishna. Then what happens? We will give them due respect. We will handle them with care. We will handle them with love. And we will know that it is not just what I am getting out from that person. Generally, in this world, all this relationship problem comes because we think what this person can give it to me, what love he can give it to me, how he can satisfy me with his love and care. And if I don't get that love and care, we get disappointed. So it is all about sense gratification. But when that when Krishna comes in the middle, that means, oh, we are going to work together to serve Krishna, to make him happy. It is not just what love you are giving for me. I want my son to love Krishna. I want to see my son is, learning about Krishna. He is getting the knowledge of Krishna. He is able to become a good human being with becoming a devotee. So how I can actually help him to become a devotee? How can I make him a lover of Krishna? When that mood, when we serve, then it becomes a service. But when it is that, okay, I have a son, okay, what he will give it to me, how, and if he doesn't, speak nicely, or if he doesn't care for me, it is only about me and him, then what happens? Problem comes. Because in this material world, no human can reciprocate. We cannot expect that. But when we see that Krishna is the center, and when we do, then we don't get upset with all these things. When even someone is not giving that love and care, our mood is to serve. What I can do for that other person is not what I can get from the other person. Because we are always thinking what I can get from the other person, we get disappointed. But what I can give for the other person, what I can pray for the other person, as a wife, as a child, or whatever, then it becomes completely, the disappointments we can escape all these disappointments, and we see we are more peaceful, and whatever we do actually doesn't come under the category of work, but rather comes under the category of service, and is very pleasing to the Lord. Even we may face some disappointments within the family life, yet it will not affect us. That is the difference. It will not affect us. Rather, we are very happy, very peaceful, content, because our goal is different. Our mood is different. It's not for gratifying ourselves. Then what happens when Krishna becomes very pleased? Because the center is Krishna, not we. Not the husband, not the wife, not the children. When Krishna becomes the center, then everyone can derive peace and happiness. So that's what Mahaprabhu says. You don't have to give up, because he says, Gopinath says, I want to become like Ramananda Roy. I want to become like Maninath. I will give up this position. But Mahaprabhu says, you don't need to give up the position. You continue, but you make sure that, you do your, duties properly. So this is very important. So constantly one should remember one's position. Whenever any problem comes in our life, also in our family life, it could be even in our workplace, wherever, when we understand, when we remind ourselves, actually, I am servant of Krishna, and Krishna is my master. Why I'm getting agitated now? So then automatically everything will fall in place, and our reaction will not be very drastic, or will not be very harmful, or will not be something which is sinful or offending or offense, so rather it will be very pleasing to the Lord. So this is a constant reminder one has to give. So in that way, the entire family got blessed. So indirect mercy is all advancement in material opulence, but the real mercy is that to develop one's love and connection, increase our connection for Krishna. So the chastisement of Gopinath and Lord's indifference are described here, but in its deep meaning is difficult to understand. But actually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave so much mercy to Gopinath. So the Falashruti alone I will read. If someone is hearing, all those devotees who are here in this call, you are getting a very special blessing, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving a special blessing for all those who are reading and hearing this pastime. What is that? Very beautifully he writes, whether or not one understands it, even if you have not understood this pastime, if one hears of this incident about Lord Chaitanya's causeless mercy upon Gopinath, certainly he will be promoted to the platform of ecstatic love for the Lord, and for him all dangers will be nullified. Haribol. I will read once more. Whether or not one understands it, if one hears of this incident about Lord Chaitanya's causeless mercy upon Gopinath, certainly he will be promoted to the platform of ecstatic love for the Lord, and for him all dangers will be nullified. Jai Haribol. So I went a little over time, but it's really, really amazing. So thank you all for joining. So all are getting blessings. So every chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita offers us special benedictions. That's why we should constantly hear and repeat, glorify this wonderful pastimes of the Lord. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Ranjani, my Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Mataji would like to add some points for Bhadra Purnima tomorrow, Mataji.
Yes. Yeah, we have Bhadra Purnima. Is it tomorrow, day after, isn't it? 18th? Some places they said 18th they are doing it.
So for based on our calendar, Mataji, it's coming on tomorrow, 17th only, based on that.
Okay.
Our Soho temple calendar, yeah, Mataji.
Okay. So we it's because I heard somewhere they are doing 18th.
Manor, I heard actually 18th
Yeah.
Wednesday. Mataji.
Manor they are doing.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is Manor they are doing 18th. So calendar they have put, but it is actually 18th only, Prabhu, in Soho also they are doing. Thank you for bringing this point. So we are the Bhadra Purnima is good because the Tithi is slightly kind of probably extending. So 18th we are celebrating the Bhadra Purnima. We have just got 1 day left in between. Very, very auspicious. Many devotees have already, I think nearly 30 plus devotees have sponsored Srimad Bhagavatam for this year's Bhadra Purnima. Very, very auspicious. Big haribol to all the devotees. And certainly on that day, they will be giving this as a gift to, whomever they feel appropriate to give. And it could be the family members or the relatives, which they have already thought about it. So still we have a chance. There are two, schemes are there. One is we can take it for the whole set for 175. We can take it for ourselves or give us a gift. Or we can sponsor for someone, maybe a relative or a friend in India, and that cost 108, is it? I think it is 108. Yeah.
And in any language, like there's no limitation of language.
Yeah.
Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, doesn't matter. Oriya, all languages.
Thank you, Manish Prabhu. Yeah, so if anyone wants to, sponsor for India, even if you don't have any family members or relatives, and you say that this can be given to anybody, and they actually give to the villagers and various places they are traveling, they will safely hand over to some people. So as a gift. So this is a very, very nice scheme, 108, and it is all languages, as Manish Prabhu said. We have, if you prefer some language, then you can even opt that language, and then that can be given. So we have just a day left for that. So today is Monday, then you have Tuesday, and the Wednesday is the last date. So please grab this opportunity and get the blessings. So this is about Bhadra Purnima. We do not have now much time left, isn't it, Prabhu? Today is also the auspicious appearance of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So what I was just thinking was maybe devotees can share, using the chat box. You can write anything what you felt inspired, or anything you read about or heard about Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Also, you can put as a point. In the meantime, we can see through all other things, and at the end we can read all those glorifications, because the appearance day of the great personalities, by glorifying them, we get purified. Not only that, it is very, very pleasing to the Lord. When we glorify the devotees, Krishna becomes very pleased. And when Krishna is glorified, the devotee becomes pleased. So today being the appearance day of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, it would be nice. We would have heard so many, wonderful things. So we can share it, share in the chat box. So that can be read out. Is that okay? Prabhu, maybe you can run through the other things.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So I'll go through some of the highlights for the week. So this first one is the Bhadra Purnima, which Mataji already explained. So there are some beautiful photographs, and the worship will be also being done at devotees' house. Those who are sponsoring, so devotees will come, then honor the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that also be part of that. Second is highlight of the week, some DT anniversaries photo from yesterday. Dwarka Dham devotees there, so you can see such a beautiful, so many deities are there. So this one of the photograph from that place. Yeah, so there is a South End Rath Yatra, first ever South End on Sea Rath Yatra Beach Festival, which is happening on 22nd of September. So I would request if any devotees, friends, relatives are staying in that area, Essex, Chelmsford, South End, Basildon, this area. So you please forward this flyer to them. They can register, they can give the donation as well. So these are some details about the Rath Yatra. The new Gita Gyan, which is also starting from 23rd of September to 11th of October. So these are some details and reminder for the newcomers, those who are wish to join for 18 days Bhagavad Gita course. So please forward this flyer to your friends and well-wishers. This is a reminder for online daily morning japa, which happens from 5 to 8 a.m. So devotees can join and get benefited with the devotee association. Some of the birthdays, and so I will just go through Mathura Dham devotees. So Ujjwala Mataji's birthday is, I think, today 16th September, and Varshna Mataji is 18th September, and Dwarka Dham 17th is Prabhu Ram Prabhu's birthday. 20th September is Ratiraj Gauranga Prabhu's birthday. 23rd September is Sant Kumar Prabhu's birthday, and 22nd is Manju Mataji's birthday. Parallelly, today I think we have the marriage anniversary of Ratiraj Gaurang Prabhuji and Mataji, Prem Sakti Lakshmi Priya Mataji. So I would request all the devotees and Vaishnavas available here, kindly unmute themselves, and we can chant one time loudly Hare Krishna Mahamantra for all these wonderful devotees. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Once again,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, Ujjwala Mataji is there. It's her birthday today. She's in the Zoom. We can actually spotlight her.
Yes, yes.
She is in my name, Yogeshwar Gopinath Das.
Yeah, very welcome. I'm adding Prabhuji.
Oh, we can see in Yogeshwar Prabhu's.
Jai Ho.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, happy birthday, Mataji. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for your prayers.
Sanjanimal Prabhu, can you spotlight Yogeshwar
सुनो,
Prabhu?
मुझे नहीं सुनाई दे रहा।
Yeah, I already
Yeah,
spotlighted
he's already.
Mataji. We can see the Mataji face here.
Sorry, Prabhu, I couldn't hear.
Yamanishri Mataji, I have already spotlighted
We can't
Yogeshwar
see here
Prabhu's
as a
screen.
spotlighted one.
Hare Krishna.
Can you see Mataji now?
Yes.
No,
No, we can see Mataji. Like, can you confirm any other devotees?
I
If you
can
can see,
I can only see Srikant Prabhu.
Yeah, we can see Prabhu.
We can see Prabhu.
Mataji,
We can see it,
Prabhu.
Ujjwala Mataji, spotlighted.
Yamanishri Mataji, we all can see Mataji. You can add some words,
Oh,
Mataji.
yeah, okay, maybe.
Anything you would like to say?
Okay, Ujjwala Mataji, we are
Yes, Mataji, we are listening.
listening. Okay, very amazing devotee. Mataji, especially Mataji means immediately what comes to our mind? Prasadam.
Yeah.
Prasadam, delicious prasadam. First in our mind. And Mataji can just cook for hundreds, whatever number it is. So much love for devotees, not just for 1 year, 2 year, decades. She has been serving this community of many wonderful devotees. She has served from from outside and within the community. She's always there, ready for service. We are very grateful for all your dedicated years of service, Mataji, for the entire community of devotees. Certainly, the Lord will be so pleased. And also, not only that, she goes to Soho for before Prabhupada dressing, for that service.
Yes.
Goes, and now she also, Radha Landanishwara, she is cooking Raj Bhoga. Not only that, they are calling her many times because Radha Landanishwara likes her, offerings from her hands. She has been called so many times on various occasions to cook for the lordships and cook for many VIPs, guests also. And, Mataji also has got beautiful deities and she very lovingly takes care of them. Gaurnitai.
Yes, Mataji, I can show you.
Darshan, okay. So, like that, and also very friendly with
Prabhu, how to? Oh, yeah.
Jai.
devotees. So, we.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Very good. Jai.
Very nice.
Gaura.
Is this not we cake or what?
What is, can you please give the name of the deities?
Mataji, they are Prema Gauranga Karuna Nityananda.
Prema Gauranga Karuna
Nityananda.
Beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful.
And Patit Pavan Jagannath, that you gave.
So I named it. He himself named it through me. Okay, that's so nice. Wonderful.
Thank you so much,
Have you done the
Mataji.
cake cutting? Have you
Without
already
your
done
and
the cake cutting?
Arvind Krishna's Prabhu's mercy, I couldn't get any service.
Have you already done the cake cutting?
Cake cutting is here.
Then better please cut the cake now. We are all here, please. Because Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to dear Mataji.
Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna bless you, dear. May Krishna bless you, dear. May Krishna bless you, dear. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai. Oh, we are not getting the cake. Huh?
So now they're feeding.
But Arvind Prabhu is there, so I can get the cake later.
Thank you.
So, photo.
Amit Prabhu's father is here with us.
Who?
Amit Sharma Prabhu.
Ah, yes, their parents, yes.
Yeah. Chalpa Mataji is here, Amit Prabhu.
Right, okay, so nice that we could celebrate your birthday along with all the
Hi.
Thank you, Bataji. Hari Bol.
Yeah, because so dry.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Hare Krishna Mataji, Danut Pranam. I was to say, like, without yours and Arvind Krishna Prabhu's mercy, I couldn't go this far. Yeah, with your desires to make me grow. I still remember the first day. I will always share this. I remember when I was attending my Bhakti Vriksha, and I know I like to serve devotees, but not liking chanting. So in Radha Ashtami, after Radha Ashtami day, you came with our now is what? Devendra Madhav Prabhu.
Oh, yeah.
That time Deepak Prabhu was my BV leader. And Arvind Krishna Prabhu came to see me first time. We didn't know that time what is mentorship and what is Bhakti Vriksha. This Devendra Madhav Prabhu bring Arvind Krishna Prabhu, and he told me, I come to know that you cook nice. You are feeding nice. But you should chant, Then I said, but why should I chant? And he was explaining to me, do you like cleaning? I said, very much. I like cleaning very much. Then he said, but you need to clean your heart and then cook for devotees. That I will never forget. I said, what? No, I ask you. No, I ask you, why should I chanting? Why should I chanting? I am cooking with love only. I am cooking with heart only. But you said the link between chanting and the bhava of cooking. That how it cleanses our heart. And it was real. Like when before earlier I used to cook with ego. That I knew I'm a good cook. I can cook well. But my intention was not to. Glorifying. That's my ego. Yeah, but that is the root thing I learned from both of you. And obviously, without Yogeshwar Prabhu's coming to me with Damodar, 2011, 2010, 11. Like he just came to shower mercy of Lord Damodar. That, we just doing some small program, this, that. And literally, like he chased me for a month or two to join Bhakti Vriksha. Yeah, he used to call me that come and, but I was genuinely not making excuse, but mine was very little. And it was winter time after Damodar month, so I couldn't go. But yeah, with their never giving up attitude, I could grow little in my, and they all stood strong by me in my all downs and ups. So I didn't go away from this association. So I don't know. Even if I say I'm very grateful, won't be enough. This life won't be enough for all of you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for all the wonderful service. And we pray that Krishna bestows good upon you with good health and blissful devotional service for many, many more years to come.
Thank you. And even Arvind Prabhu only remember first time on my birthday to take me to temple for that time only. I first time saw Soho deity's kitchen. You remember, Mataji, you messaged me about 4:30, 5 o'clock in evening.
Yeah.
On first time I
15 minutes walk to Soho.
Now another glorification because we were late. But Prabhu, I've been told at 5 o'clock that we can go to Soho temple. I drove to Eastham after I had bath. Then we drove to central London where I have to literally drop Arvind Prabhu and Yamneshwari Mataji on the road.
Let's translate.
Because there was no parking available. There was so much traffic and Arvind Prabhu was panicking that we need to offer by 8:40 Mataji. Yeah. Then I said, what should I do, Prabhu? Then he said, we are just getting off. You park wherever you get it.
Amazing.
So, but that is the first time mercy being showered on me in East London to enter Radha Londoneshwara's kitchen. So yeah, there is another, and I couldn't serve him his favorite prasadam today. So we are still struggling. So thank you everyone.
So, and also just before winding up, I want to say, generally everyone are...
Mataji, we would still like to come and pick up you, please.
No, Mataji, please. I would have come, but well, that's why I didn't come.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams to all of you.
I have to tell you something interesting. It is generally if anyone's birthday, normally we go and organize a party and then, arrange for the devotee to be glorified. This time, Ujjwala Mataji, she called everyone to home to serve all the devotees. So the birthday's perception is now changed. It is about, it's my birthday, I want to serve and feed all the Vaishnavas. So she is setting a very wonderful example. What is actually the mood of how a birthday has to be celebrated. Either we should be serving the Lord or serving the Vaishnavas or serving the spiritual master. So she took this opportunity to serve everyone. So she called all the devotees and then she's feeding them.
Not really, sorry, Mataji, not all the devotees.
Yeah, I
My
understand.
capability was,
It's
I'm
a
really
working day,
sorry
everyone
to all
can't come.
devotees. But yeah, that is my desire to serve all of you, really.
Wonderful, Mataji. Thank you so much. I will show now.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. I'll pass it to Yogeshwar Prabhu.
Yeah.